Howdy, 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 everybody, and welcome to the DCRA Championship here on Apex Racing TV. I'm Austin Knight. I am joined by Marco Barbonera, and we are here live from Road Atlanta for the driving club at Road Atlanta Championship here tonight. Marco, how are you doing?
Doing fantastic. Hello Austin, hello everyone, and welcome. Very last minute championship here for us. Only basically got on board today, but you know what I say, especially in these times, the more racing we have, the happier we are. So yeah, let's have. It's going to be a very quick championship. There will be just a few rounds. To be precise, we will have 5 rounds. Starting at Road Atlanta, then go to Barber, Virginia, Sebring, and then back to Road Atlanta on the 7th of April to round up the proceedings. So yeah, let's get ready to go. And as you can imagine by the timing, qualifying is already underway. And so let's jump on track. Solo qualifying for these guys. As you can see, well, what better car to use than the new GT4 car here in iRacing, the Porsche Cayman GT4, my favorite GT4 car of them all. So thank you iRacing for putting it on board for us, and let's go then.
Yeah, it's a great car overall. I've driven so many laps with this car and track combination, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people love this car and track combination as well, especially these guys here. They're the driving club at Road Atlanta, so what a way to start out the series with a new car, but on a track that these guys know so well. So expect some pretty refined times here today. I was looking at some of these guys' profiles, and some of them, actually a lot of them, are still in the rookie class and haven't really done a single race yet because they just got on iRacing this week.
Yeah, I mean, what great timing. Yeah, I think as we see this, oh, look at this course light livery from Ryan Hardwick with the metallic reflections. Oh, this. And as people will learn to know us better, and we will know the drivers better, you will know us better, hopefully. And first of all, you'll have to, contend with us. I mean,
If you are new here, if you're new here, Marco and I, we love Chrome.
Yeah, I mean, and that, I mean, if you are able to withstand our commentary, you will know that yes, we love some sparkling cars around here. So what better way to start than to have that Coors Light car? Coors Light not available here in Italy, so I can only imagine the taste, but it's a very popular brand. So yeah, I think to go back to our point, a lot of these drivers have basically signed up for a racing, as a
This week.
Yeah, this week as a replacement for of course real life activities being stopped. Of course, you know all too well, Austin. I myself being a track marshal at my local racetrack here in Vallelunga in Italy, activities are basically, yeah, not basically, they are stopped. Of course, we couldn't host Formula E, and this is also why I'm doing this at 2:30 in the morning, because where else could I go? And this is a perfect replacement, and I'm sure these guys, I was hearing before the race, some of them were asking, I think the organizers in the in-race chat, in the audio chat, basically the workings, for example, on how to go to the pits as Lipple, Clifton Lipple goes into provisional pole, you know, how to set pit stops, etc. We shouldn't need pit stops, might I add, in the race, but you never know, especially because we can enjoy, as Ronald Till gets the quickest lap time, we will enjoy the new damage model in all of its glory.
Oh yeah, new damage model here to be shown off as well. So in case there's a little bit of an incident, you might see a mirror being flown off and maybe a hood being flipped up. But knowing these guys, they are pretty clean with it. But hey, it's racing, something always happens.
Here comes Matthew Thiel. sitting in 5th place, will jump up to 2nd. So we have Ronald Till and Matthew Till. So the H is important there. Try my best to not pronounce them the same, because for us Italians, you know, these little inner workings of the language get lost, more or less. So I'll try to do my best. But yeah, we have 22 drivers so far on the racetrack. I just saw a glimpse of a beautiful livery that I cannot find anymore. Probably you saw it for a second. I think it was Rothman's livery. We'll sure find it again during the race, but it was absolutely beautiful. As Lipple once again jumps at the top of the timing table with his very distinguishable black
Camo.
Yeah, is it camo though? It's like I think there are some snakes on the car or vines or whatever.
It looks digi camo right
look,
there.
It's a year one sponsored.
Oh,
Hoffman goes quickest.
that's why. That's why I recognized it. Looking at Matthew Thill right now as he's coming down the final corner. Coming across the line, and Thill puts in a 127.445 and up to 3rd place.
Oh, we also have a 000 car. Lovely number, of course, reminds us of the Walkie Races, a fantastic animated series. This course light car so far takes the cake together with the other car, which for the life of me I cannot find anymore. Let's see, Hardwick jumps up to 8th. Let's see Christopher Everett here. But David Madden is on a good lap as well, so Everett jumps up to 9th, and Madden doesn't improve, he will stay in 5th. Lipple once again, but Hoffman, look at Hoffman. Purple 1st sector, purple 2nd sector, improves on his personal best 3rd sector as Lipple goes 127.270, so provisional pole. But Hoffman, I think, has a great chance, Austin, to get that pole position in.
If anyone can do it, he certainly can. Purple, 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 green, purple, purple, 1:26.930. Hoffman on provisional pole with 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining.
Adam Sekulov is also coming through. He's in P17 right now. It's very tricky around here, Austin, because if you go wide in that final corner, not only you get a lap invalidated, but sometimes it happens that you basically carry the tough track into the next lap, you know. So basically you get a double whammy, so to speak. We have 4 drivers without lap time: Justin Garrison, Chris Lewis, Austin Henry, and Dimitri Kellner here. And I tell you what, I think these guys, when you have the qualifying, in solo qualifying, there is a maximum of 4 laps, and I'm seeing basically all of them already doing their 4 laps. There are a couple of guys with only 3, about to get to 4. One of them is Adam Faust, number 1 on his car, coming through the final corner. This is the basic livery of the car, so I don't think he even had time to paint it. And he will start in P19 unless David Smith can do something about it. He's the other guy who's still on a valid lap.
Yeah, one car didn't even qualify at all. That would be Chris Lewis.
Yeah, also Garrison and Neller haven't qualified, but time is up in this solo qualifying. When the clock strikes 10, it's game over. You know, you get basically kicked out of the session. But here we go with the starting grid.
Starting up on pole, it is Tyler Hoffman ahead of Kristen Lipple. Matthew Till in 3rd place ahead of Ronald Till, with Austin Henry, David Madden, Kurt Hunt, Seth Thomas, Ryan Hardwick, Christopher Everett, Kurt Schwerigan, Daniel Link in 12th place. He's followed by Leon Tran, Jason Owens, Sean McDonald, Richard Edge, David Smith, Adam Sokol, Adam Faust, Dimitri Kellner, Justin Garrison, and Chris Lewis ends up the 22 car grid here at Road Atlanta, and we're going to be starting a bunch of Porsche's GT4 cars behind the original Porsche car here on iRacing, the Porsche safety car.
Yeah, let's of course spare a thought for the roof, you know, fake car that was well, that was a very real car. It had of course Porsche physics, but don't tell that to anyone. I actually, it was quite unique because you jump in that roof car in iRacing and you say, what am I driving? But well, iRacing gave you 4 cars for the price of one. 2 of them were never used. One was the road car, I think the only road car in iRacing, and the other was the road car but with the 4-wheel drive. Then you had the Cup version, which was basically the physics was based on the previous generation of Porsche
That's
Cup
the
cars.
roof you're talking about, right?
Yes, the roof. So the roof, basically, when you drove the Cup car, that was the let's say grandmother or mother of the current Porsche Cup car in iRacing that we have. And when you drove the track version, it looked exactly the same. That had the physics of a previous generation GT3 proper GT3 Porsche. Of course, all this now in the past because we have the official Cup car of iRacing. And I was surprised that we still had the roof as an unavailable pace car, and in fact it has been sent into the Shadow Realm. I'm fearing for the roof track car. But yeah, also we're waiting for that Porsche GT3 car, maybe one day. We know that GT3 development has been a bit stopped on iRacing, but GT4 and TCR very much, on the upswing.
Alive and well.
Yeah, and of course, with the BMW GT4 coming soon, they are discounted.
And what's coming tomorrow is something that you and I, especially me, have been looking forward to ever since it was announced.
Yeah, there are strong rumors, and I know that some of the viewers and most of the drivers maybe are not.
Got an incident already. Cars the wall. Coming down the side by side. That is a wheel already, and a car already in the pits. Well, that was Faust, so Faust already has some damage, it looks like.
Yeah, he disappeared for a bit, so maybe a connection issue or something. But yeah, there are strong rumors that tomorrow in the patch, many racing mid-season patches, that not only fix stuff but sometimes add stuff. There are strong rumors that we are going to have the aero screen.
Well, I can tell you it's not a rumor, and it's actually there because Greg pretty much just told me that it was.
There it is, Jason Owens. Look at that beauty.
Ooh. Ooh.
Also with the metallic colors, of course. This livery being sported by the real Porsche team. We have a car disappearing and reappearing in Le Mans many years ago. I like the work on the metallic layers there. What can we say, Austin? Ready to go racing?
Oh, you bet I'm ready to go racing. I'm always ready to go racing. I hope everyone in chat is ready to go racing, and I can tell all these guys on the track are ready to go racing because the Porsche safety car is pulling off, and the drivers are about to put the pedal to the metal. Strap in and get ready as the revs go high as we're going green flag racing here at Road Atlanta for the DCRA Championship.
Half an hour race then, here we go, first corner.
Taking it 2 to 3 wide already in the midfield. Some cars, I already see a few mirrors actually being discarded from a few of these cars as they're heading in to the first heavy braking point and head down these S's. We got 2 cars going sideways.
Hardwick,
massive crash.
The course car is around. We have Faust going through and another car in the fence there. Several cars being scattered all over the place. And a big collision there between Richard Edge and I think that was Kurt Hunter. There was another car without a rear wing sitting there. And more contact in the back.
Big hit into one of the fastest parts of the track. That is the 14th car of Lee and Tran. But so many cars. I saw another car get its wheels thrown off. That was David Smith actually getting thrown into the final car. That car is just looking very torn up. But the leaders are on the back straight right now.
Tyler Hoffman is leading the way in front of Clifton Lippelden, Matthew Thiel, Austin Henry and Sean Thomas, your top 5. And you can see the top 5 has already pulled quite a gap on the rest of the field, also thanks to the little bit of trouble that there was behind. Lane Tran, you can see there's Adam Faust keeps on disappearing, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. And Richard Edge goes for the... sorry, Kurt Hunt goes for the move on Richard Edge as the first lap is in the books.
Yeah, side by side, Phil and Lipple having a battle for second place. Phil looking around the outside, Lipple holding him down onto the inside, and Hoffman's off the track. Hoffman's overcooked turn 1, and we might have a three-way battle for the lead. Hoffman swinging around the outside, Lipple looking out to the inside, hopping over the curve, and Phil's just holding on to his line. And they also got Henry right there as Phil and Lipple having a good old fight. They're throwing dirt all over the track right now.
Here we go, that is Austin Henry. We've got the best seat in the house for this battle, as you can see. I mean, this car, I describe it as an equivalent to the game of darts, which I used to play. Easy to learn and very tough to master. Of course, you got ABS, traction control, and stability control. But when you want to push to the limit, look at that exactly. Phil goes around.
He's kept it away from the wall. He kept it away from the wall, but that is a very common place to spin and a very dangerous place to rejoin the track. Thankfully, there is a local yellow in there, and he'll be able to rejoin the track without many concerns as it's 3 wide right behind him, and oh my goodness. Well, I may have cheeked myself, but there is a multiple car collision right behind.
I saw some when you see the numbers flashing red, yes, there is you know, something that is not all good with the word, with those drivers especially, and you can see there was some contact. Oh, one of these cars got a massive hit into the barrier.
Yeah, you can also see the hood bouncing up and down from that car. And we're back up live in the lead with Hoffman leading out Lipple and Henry, your top 3.
Richard, Kurt Hunt just had the fastest lap of the race at 29.05. Of course, he's looking to... he lost 3 places as we have Keller and Thiel going at it in the first corner. They make contact and they both spin in front of one of the cars coming out of the pits. That's some massively bad luck. I see wheels disappearing and reappearing.
Was that Smith?
That was... no, that was not David Smith. It was Sean McDonald who went around. I mean, went around. Poor guy. He came out of the pits and found a roadblock.
That is just so unfortunate for McDonald right there. One good thing about this being a sim, no pain when you get hit. So that's a positive, unlike in real life. And Thomas and Madden having a little bit of drag race as they're coming up to the chicane side by side. Madden looking up there. Thomas, though, he's going to have to swing around the outside, and Madden's kind of blinked away, saving Thomas from any sort of impact right there.
Yeah, disappeared at the worst possible moment as Henry gets a fast lap of the race. Thomas, you see him there clipping that curb and going a bit sideways. They are going very slow. Henry, 27.3, that's the fastest lap of the race. He's closing in on Lipple and Hoffman there at the front, as the field is starting to spread out a bit, as you can see on the track map. Third place car, Henry going a bit wide there.
A little bit squirrely. Let's see how the battle for 10th is going on with Edge and Everett. So we're coming down the S's. Massive collisions at the start of the race. And as we switched over there, something happened.
Yeah, there was basically a pass, but you can see that Everett is going very slowly.
Clean.
What happened to Austin Henry?
He went into the wall coming out of the S's. Risely switched off. He went bang hard in there. And you're going to see the wheel just dangling off. And thankfully, he got blessed by the iRacing damage gods. That didn't, unfortunately, end his race right there.
Yeah, let's explain that, because a new feature of iRacing, of course, is this new damage model with deformable parts. And it's very beautiful. The only problem is, of course, as you can see, there's a car without a rear wing. That is Ronald Till.
Yeah, Till was involved in that opening collision where he lost that rear wing, got rear-ended. You can see the front nose of that car looking more like a super front end. Very pointy, but not the most effective, especially for front-engined cars.
I have been overtaken by a GT4 car in an official series the other day, and that car was not only missing the rear wing, but the rear window, the glass panel there, was also flapping up and down. So let's say that, yes, you want to have the rear wing, but it's not. I mean, I'm very slow, of course. But so going back to the damage, of course, the new system works in a sense that you get all these fancy new
Oh,
damage effects. Still,
Phil is getting so loose.
yeah, that is the downforce. Abandoning him for a second. Of course, all the collisions are rendered in real time to the driver that, of course, crashes, and then us, the other drivers, the spectators, the commentators, their systems get a rough estimate of what happened. So sometimes you might see wheels fly off and then reappear to the car because, of course, thanks to the speed of light is sadly not working in our favor in the sense that there is always a little bit of delay. Oh, that contact was very much real between Thomas and Madden, and Thomas is able to keep the car on track. So this is the fight for third now, after the demise of what happened to Austin
Oh,
Henry.
Madden's going wide though. Madden having understeering problems. He kept it out of the wall though. He kept it going, but he's out of that fight with Thomas. We do have some fights throughout the field. Let's get on Swearingen and follow up on Faust in this battle for 11th right now. I can tell you, racing here, and having driven around here in real life, Road Atlanta is one of my favorite tracks here on iRacing and in real life. A lot of elevation changes and very technical to get right.
Yeah, lovely racetrack, especially I used to hate it as Faust goes massively, but so difficult to get it right. Here comes wearing in, and he easily makes the overtake. This section here,
Yep.
I used to hate it before I learned it here on iRacing with the Skip Barber car, and then I fell in love with it. Very much a racetrack of two halves, because of course after this very technical first section you have this death trap here of turn 5, and then the track changes completely. It's like you get two different racetracks, the two right-handers, which remind me of my local quote unquote like Italian racetrack in Monza.
Oh, look at this send from Hunt. Okay, there was a send. There's a send to Mama, and Hunt absolutely sent that to his grandmother right there. Overcooked the corner, and Garrison got the position back, almost having a collision with him. And it looks like Till now is closing in on Hunt, but remember, Till doesn't have that rear wing, so it's going to be very difficult for him to follow. Just a replay is just so easy to overcook that corner.
So as I was saying, the second half, the track changes completely. The double right-hander, then the long straight, that chicane. But then that final corner, so difficult. And see, Adam Faust is really going slowly. And you will see, I mean, the real-life drivers, many of them, of course, have been here. There are also some coaches of the driving club here at Road Atlanta. Will appreciate the little detail of that, basically that... So I don't know if it's a flag or a massive sticker with 3 colors on the bridge there, as Garrison goes past Thomas, that basically tells you how to position your car to better go through the final corner.
That was all on the exit, though. Garrison, a lot of oversteer and had to self-correct him. And these Porsche Cup cars, once you get them sideways, you're going to have to convince them to go straight again. With the ECS stability that they have going on there. Once these things go sideways, you have to pretty much convince the car to gauge its computer saying, we're fine.
See that yellow, red, and white tells you how to position your car. When I used to struggle mightily in that corner before realizing that.
Ooh, that's Kellner going off the track a little bit. Got a little bit hot back on, almost getting into the back of Henry. And you were saying?
Yeah, no, the moment when I realized that, I basically got told by another driver that if you position your car below that flag, that sticker, you can go, more smoothly, quote unquote, in that final corner. It really. Oh, Thomas! No, Thomas! Oh, there's gonna be a massive crash.
Big single car impact for Thomas, and he's gonna hop and get a tow into the pit lane. A tow on iRacing is not an immediate jump into the pit lane. You're forced to stay in your car. and it tows your car around the rest of the track in a invisible tow truck.
Yes.
You don't get to see the tow truck, but it estimates the amount of time doing it through there.
Look at that gap at the front, all of a sudden dropping down. This has been a very good lap for Lipple or a very, very bad lap for Hoffman. We'll discover it in a second. That was a very good lap for, but you can see then in the braking area, seems like Clifton is a bit struggling there in the first few corners because like an accordion, the gap increases immediately as soon as they enter the first few then maybe because of the draft, and you know that the draft is very strong in this car, just like in the TCR that races with this car in the pilot challenge. Oh dear me, that's a massive mistake, and Lipple takes the lead.
Hoffman getting a little bit loose coming out of the S's in probably the most difficult part of the track. Let's get a replay of that. Hoffman going wide and Lipple just avoiding there. And Clifton Lipple has been on a roll right now. Purple sector 2, purple sector 3, sector 1, not purple, but he is looking to set sector 3 again purple like he did last lap. He's now ahead of Hoffman, but Hoffman, he is in that draft, but it is a second lead. So he's still going to have to do a little bit of grinding to catch back up to him. And just look at Garrison. I want to say look at Garrison. Up 17 spots from where he started. What a lap. And I think that was a mirror being discarded from one car. It just got punted off. Oh, that was Hunt's car.
Yeah.
That's missing the mirror.
Yeah, 17 places gained. Massive. I mean, I don't think he set a valid qualifying time. Started from the back, and that beautiful Red Bull livery is really working mightily fine for him. Looking very closely at a top 5 finish, but let's see the comparison with Madden. And you can see Madden is now in a bit of traffic. But let's see the... Oh dear!
Oh,
who was
that's
that?
The 18th of David Smith, hard into the wall. And he's going to have to take a tow all the way into the pits. Turn 1 very, very dangerous here. And so, what's the word? Tricky. It gives a false sense of security. That's what I was looking for.
And I've been noticing, especially with the new tire model, of course, this being the latest car in iRacing, has all the latest and greatest. As to answer, of course, there's a very, very good question by Dwight Kelly in the comments. The tires are dropping. Well, this car being the latest in racing has all the latest and greatest. The new tire model, the new damage model, and especially with GT cars, we have seen, Austin, no matter GT3, GT4, GTE, GT1, we are really seeing a much more pronounced drop in tire life since the latest build that came out a couple of weeks ago.
I wouldn't say the tire performance is dropping off because the leaders are still setting near their perfect lap times in this 20-degree track temperature, 18 degrees in the air with a little bit of a headwind of 6 kilometers per hour.
I think we are stuck in time and space.
Yes, we are. We're not moving.
We're not moving. That is one of the options that iRacing offers you if you want to very, very balanced, for example, playing field in a long qualifying session. So that's perfectly fine.
Michael Turner, thank you for watching us from home. And if you have stock in sim racing companies, you are doing absolutely well at this time because a lot of sim races are being placed right now. Thank you for watching us, Michael. We'll hope to see you next time out here on track.
Which is going to be Saturday night, of course.
Big old drift of Hoffman right there.
March 29th for me in Italy, March 28th for you guys, of course, across the Atlantic from one of my favorite places to drive, and that's of course Barber Motorsports Park.
Another car that I've driven at in real life, and a car that a fellow competitor of us has driven at real life.
So we were talking about Garrison going very quickly, and he is very quick, but look at Kurt Hunt, he's really closing the gap from 5th place down to the 4th position car, and maybe, just maybe, he could really go and fancy his chances. As we see Austin Henry now, I want to ask you, Austin, if the drivers have a fast repair available to them, because Austin really smashed hard into the wall, and now his car looks pretty good looking, so maybe he had the chance to fix it.
I believe there is a fast repair for these cars, but if you remember at the very start of the race, there was that giant minefield of cars, and almost half the field had to stop and get something repaired in. I believe it's already been used by most of the people. The cars that haven't done it are all in the top 4.
Oh no, they both go around.
Oh, this is going to be hard, and it's going to be hard rejoining after an incident. Garrison and Hunt and Till's going to swing by him, no wing in hand, and he's going to take 4th place as Hunt and Garrison. We might see some red mist come out right here between these two.
So for a second, the right rear gone on Hunt's car, but that seems to have been rectified by the server. So that car seems to be okay. That right-hand mirror is not there anymore for Hunt. And they said in the patch note last week that they made the mirrors more sturdy. But I still see an awful lot of them being sent, thankfully in racing you have the virtual mirror to help you.
Yeah, hopefully indeed. And there are some eagle-eyed commentators saying Hoffman's performance is falling off. I can beg to disagree because he's setting purple sector 2 right there, purple sector 3 last lap, and a purple sector 4. He is still pushing as hard as he can to catch up to Lipple.
Oh, Anti's around. Oh, and then he's going to slide in the middle of the track. Oh, collision with Jason Owens.
Owens is carrying on like he wasn't even affected by that.
I mean, apart from missing a mirror, as Anti's trying to rejoin. So thanks to the organizers who told that there is one fast repair available to these drivers. You know what, Austin? It's interesting, of course. New damage model really shines on this car. You can see when you get like bumps or banging doors, you get all the nice wrinkles on the car. The car gets all crackled. If that is even a word. Certainly, it is in my understanding of Italian English. Get all cracked, not crackled. Oh!
Oh, Kellner, can he save it? Yes, he does. But it's so scary when you get the blue flags with the leaders right behind you, closing in like wasp after a very, very, very eager kid after somebody just threw a rock at their nest. I can tell you from experience that is scary. As Hoffman and Lippor is tearing through this track right now. And here comes Hoffman. Lipple defending onto the inside. Hoffman going for the outside move side by side. Here they go. This always doesn't end out well. Lipple still ahead of Hoffman, but Hoffman is going to have that long straight and all that draft.
As I said, draft massively important. Let's jump on board once again with Hoffman and bring up the dashboard. We'll be in miles per hour for the next race. I forgot about it.
Topping out at 240 kilometers an hour, almost 245. Hoffman looking up the inside. Does he have enough brakes to just sniff it? Yes, he does. But Lipple had to line it out. Hoffman has a switchback side by side over the crest, heading into the final line. Hoffman retakes the lead.
Fantastic stuff.
To go.
10 to go and not a lot of friends to show on that racetrack as the drivers are really putting on a fantastic show. That was a fantastic pass. As also we have here Hedge getting overtaken by Hardwick. Edge missing that left-hand mirror, whilst that Coors Light car looks to be in pristine conditions.
I had a question about mirrors and if they miss. I don't know if this is actually a theme. If you have a mirror missing, does that increase or does that make your draft a little bit more slipstreamed?
Well, we need to ask the racing officials for that. I know that when the new damage model came out for the F3 car a few months ago, I tried to destroy the mirrors with an entire afternoon almost, and they didn't go away. So to see them not, detached from these GT4 cars is really, really, really exciting. Side by
Oh,
side
look at
once again.
Lipple. It's so tight between these two
Oh,
cars,
they
and they're
touch!
door banging right now. Driving like they're two angry shoppers going after toilet paper. Hoffman setting it back up the inside. Lipple, nowhere to show about that. But these two are getting the elbows out.
Fantastic stuff. This is not over just yet. Every lap, I think Lipple, if he's able to stay in the draft, he will be able to come close and go for a move there on the backstretch and into the chicane. Let's jump on board with him for a bit. Oh, the track map disappeared. Apologies.
See the spread of cars through on how hard this race has been for these guys. With just 8 minutes to go, Lipple starting to fall away from Hoffman. Hoffman, though, being very aggressive. They do have some laps cars coming up.
Yes, they do, as they brake hard once again for the double right-hander here. Very hard turning for Hoffman there. You can see Lipple being a bit smoother. And now you will see the draft coming into play, even though I think Hoffman may benefit slightly, but not maybe by much, from that lap car in front of them. And actually I was expecting a bigger closing rate from Lipple. But you will see the more they get into the braking area, the more he will get closer, braking much later than the rival in first place. Maybe feels a bit more confident on that particular corner, and down below the bridge, below that three-color sign, and back for another lap.
No lap here at beautiful Road Atlanta. 7 minutes remaining here. And just a few laps. These tires, I do not believe they're wearing out. I think they're just starting to heat up right now because another fastest lap for Hoffman, 1:26.57.
Now he has to contend with the traffic, and this is the worst place possible, Austin, to find some traffic. You know that very, very well, having driven around here. Oh, be careful! Oh, dear! Oh, there's another car there!
Another car on the outside! But Hoffman managed to get there, and Lipple swinging around the outside of another car. Not as scary for Lipple. He actually lifted off. And let's get a replay of what's happened here. This is Richard Edge going hard into the wall. We pretty much been focusing on the leaders for this race, but we haven't focused on some of our favorite cars. So this is Henry and Hardwick. Hardwick in that beautiful Coors Light car. And these two have been in a very ding-dong battle, but a very clean battle, as it seems, as I do not see any damage on either of these cars.
Very tricky this first corner, Austin. Many ways to get through it, but you need to stay calm and look at the fantastic exit from Austin Henry there.
Just looking for a switchback as Hardwick kind of takes the little rallycross jump, as I called that first curve. Let's take a little ride on board of Hardwick's car as he's leading out Henry.
The silver bullet. Oh, some headlights flashing.
I think Hardwick wasn't expecting Henry to lift off at a spot. Henry wasn't expecting Hardwick to lift off a spot and may have got upset at something that Hardwick did. That's why he's flashlights, or he's just trying to play some mind games.
Remember that what you see on the stream is just about 5 seconds delayed from what's actually happening. So if a driver, we have had in the past drivers watching us and then, you know, playing some mind games with us.
Yeah, watching the stream that you're in is not the best idea. I can give you so many helpful things and hurtful things. It's just not when you need them. We are not your live spotters. Hardwick's lead out Henry. Look at the speed that Henry's got on Hardwick. He's looking down the inside. Side by side, they're going to go. Heading into turn one. Henry setting it on Hardwick, and he's absolutely got him right there. But had a little bit of a tricky exit. The car bounced a little bit. Now Hardwick's got the advantage. in the speed category, but Henry is going to stay ahead of him as they end up in the S's. Let's go back up into the battle for the lead as they're coming down turn 1 right now.
And other lap cars coming through. They have to come through some other
Hoffman
lap
is
cars, yeah. Oh,
struggling keeping that car pointed straight. He's driving the wheels off of it.
remember to jump in for interviews after the race. I'll post the link as soon as the race is over.
Lipple advantage because Hoffman's getting held up by this lapped car. And he had to hold off the speed. And now Hoffman and Lipple going side by side. Lipple looking around the outside. Hoffman holding down to the inside into these double right-handers. Hoffman still defending onto that inside. Lipple is going to have a good shot at the speed depending on his exit. Yes, he does. Lipple in the draft. Lipple with the exit speed. The ball's in Lipple's court. Where's Hoffman's going to place his car?
And I think we only have one lap to go after this, Austin, if my maths are correct, which they rarely are.
I'm not a mathematician, so I'm not going to try to predict there, but Lipple and Hoffman are in a dead heat. I would say 2 laps to go, honestly, since 1 minute 30 seconds. Unless something massive happens, 2 laps to go. And a few of the bettors in the chat, they actually said Madden. They put their money on Madden for that dark horse victory, expecting Lipple and Hoffman to have some sort of incident. Well, these guys been pretty clean other than that one incident they had together on the straight where they bumped elbows right there. You can see on how bumpy this track can get sometimes. And you and I can tell that these cars do not like bumps.
No, they don't. I haven't driven this in Sebring last week, so, but I have been told that yes, of course, it's.
It was not fun.
I mean, you can drive it and it will do whatever you want at normal speed, but when you try to push, it's really a car that rewards good driving. As for the penultimate time, here they go into the chicane, and if Lipple wants to make a move, he's so deep on the brakes, almost colliding with the rival there. And here we go, one corner, and the final lap will start.
So you're coming across the far corner. We're going.
Sale la Blanca, 1 lap left here in beautiful Brazelton, Georgia.
Going with the actual city name. Nice. Love it. And it's showing that Madden's blipped out, but no, he is still in the race. Just having some little issues right now as he's in a gaggle of lapped cars. As the leaders, his only competition right now, are starting to pull away from each other.
Hoffman needs to keep it clean. He only has this one final lap. Oh! He puts 2 wheels on the grass, and with the new tire model, Austin, the grass is basically like ice, so you want to avoid it as much as possible. But the mistake from Lipple in the final chicane of the previous lap really created this separation, so Hoffman just needs to keep it clean. I don't think even with the draft, and despite the fastest second sector of the race that he just got right now, I don't think that Lipple can come and hunt Hoffman down, unless Hoffman, of course, makes a mistake.
Anything can happen in a race as we cross the 30-minute barrier time right now. Last time heading into the chicane, nothing's going to be sent from out of nowhere from Lipple, and it's going to be Hoffman going over the crest and coming across the final corner, and he's going to take the victory here today at Road Atlanta with Lipple right behind in second place.
That's David Madden in third, and behind him this great battle, but Edge decides to lift as they head into the final chicane, so Thomas should be okay. And here comes third place, despite some connection issues, but he held his own, didn't let them cause any issues to his concentration. Madden finishes third, Fight for fourth
Can we get,
between Thiel and
yeah, let's go.
Garrison.
Let's go to Till. Let's go to Till. I need to commentate Till on what a drive. He's been involved in a few incidents, but to finish fourth without a rear wing,
Oh,
Ronald
oh,
Till.
oh!
Oh, these guys. Well, the race is over now. They can have as much fun as they want and show off that new damage model. So I believe we got Derby at turn 1 right now, but we still got some action out on track. Owens ahead of Hunt. They're going to be having a little bit of a race heading into the final corner, and it's looking like Owens in that beautiful car is going to finish ahead of Hunt right there. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be a massive hit for him.
No, no, I mean,
No. Taking it nice.
It must be a nice change, of course. Oh, yes. Oh, dear.
Oh, no, there it is. There it is.
Poor Kurt Hunt got punted. Ah, no, he was... okay, that was not intentional at all. Just, you know, you picked the right time to leave me, lose will. And that was that, but... Hoffman. There
I
is...
believe you're going to see some donuts from the winner.
I mean, the racing was fantastic. Some hard battles.
Oh, yeah, great racing.
I really enjoyed it. And you know, this is, hopefully Tyler has his button for traction control off mapped on his wheel, because
He doesn't.
because otherwise we will. Oh no!
It's gonna be a bit awkward, but congrats, Tyler Hoffman, and your victory little burnouts as these two guys are giving.
Must be nice to smash the cars without having to, repair them or pay for the damage. But, I mean, beautiful racing. Absolutely fantastic. Let's go for the race results for this first round out of 5 of the championship, Austin. And
Oh god, they're chasing each other now.
Oh dear.
Oh, ole, what a dodge. Taking the win today is Tyler Hoffman ahead of Clifton Lipple in a wire-to-wire battle coming all the way to the end, with David Madden holding out for third place, with Ronald Till dragging his limping car all the way into fourth place. They're followed by Justin Garrison, who takes a good top 5 ahead of Jason Owens, Kurt Hunt, Austin Henry, Ryan Hardwick, Seth Thomas, Richard Edge, Kirk Swearigan, Dimitri Kellner, Matthew Thill, Darren Link, Lynn Tran, Adam Faust, Adam Seckwell in 18th place. They're followed by Sean McDonald, David Smith, Christopher Everett, and Chris Lewis at the end of the grid. Chris, I don't believe he took the start.
Yeah, I think you are absolutely correct. So this was your finishing order for this race, and now, of course, we wait for the interviews. Austin has. Well, thank you to Trip Campbell, saying that, of course, I mean, he sure has enjoyed it, and I think you all enjoyed it. It was fantastic racing. It was great racing with a bit of, lightheartedness to it, which is always very, very welcome. So, if you join the link that Austin has posted, and I will post again, because I have the authority of, having my name highlighted in yellow, you will see the link again. So join there and have a chat with us. Let's see, maybe, for example, Tyler, who just wrote in the chat just below my message, he can join us. Austin, I mean, this was a great race. I think that we will be back here still on the full road course on April the 6th for the season finale. But what about Barber?
Oh, Barber is going to be very fun with these Porsche Cup cars. It's going to be a driver's track, and it's going to be a very hard-fought track. Lap 1 is going to be a bit cleaner since the opening section at Barber isn't as chaotic, but it's all about a different racing style at Barber versus Road Atlanta. Not very many places to pass at Barber, so it's going to be a very hard drivers fought track between all the drivers. Looking through the calendar, VIR is going to be a light show of a race, as well as Sebring. with these cars. There's going to be showcasing driver control a lot, and then we're going to finish off the championship at Road Atlanta on April 6th.
Can I can I draw the ire of all the viewers? Because of course I got the notice of the broadcast earlier today, and so I just had the basically the 8 GMT broadcast to promote it after that. So I said if you want to join us for this race, I introduced the championship and I said the championship will visit some of the most iconic racetracks in all of North America and Virginia International Raceway. Sorry, I needed to say it. No, Virginia is iconic. Virginia is iconic. It's a it's just that
VIR is iconic. It's just not the full course. If it's the full course with that one quarter that I'm not going to say on this broadcast, there's a reason why they call it that quarter name. If you don't know what that quarter name is, look it up on Wikipedia.
No, I mean it's just that I have bitter feelings with Virginia because I was never able to complete a lap there with and usually in the official Skip Barber series which I race, always for the past 5 years I've been on racing, they always pick the two longest layouts. So I'm such a bad driver that I do. Okay, this is the year I want to learn it, and then I find myself basically together with the bears in the vegetation every time, and I say, you know what, this is not the year. We're still waiting for drivers to join us, Austin.
I don't believe we're going to get an interview actually for these drivers. Usually we go into a few tangents and stuff, but we've been holding off as long as we can. So what a race we witnessed today. 22 cars for the DCRA Round 1 Championship here at Road Atlanta. We'll see you next time on March 28th at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, as we're going to go live from Barber Motorsports Park. I've been joined by Marco Barbonera. He's been giving you that wonderful Italian accent and all these graphics on screens. And I'm Austin Knight, providing very funny jokes and sometimes and very just loud commentary. And I hope you guys have a good
No.
night.
Stop.
Stop.
We might have Tyler Hoffman. We still have a few minutes. Is he with us? No, not yet, but he's coming. He's coming.
Oh, there he is. There he is. We got him at the edge of time, so let's move him in there. Howdy. Hoffman, how are you doing?
Hey guys, how's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
I'm excellent.
So, got a great win today. Yeah, problem with Discord?
I think. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you just fine. So you had a good battle with Clifton Lipple, and a little bit of car contact between you two, but you kept it clean throughout most of the race. You did have one incident. To walk us through that race.
Well, Cliff did a great job, man. He raced me super clean. He left me plenty of room. We did have a little bit of contact towards the end of the race, and I made a couple mistakes as my wheel kind of uncalibrates itself after about 10, 15 laps. So by the end of the race, the wheel's upside down. But anyway, so I made a couple mistakes, and Cliff was able to capitalize, and he led a good chunk of that race. But it was a lot of fun.
So you were driving with an upside down wheel.
Yeah, so each lap after lap like 10, it like moves like a 32nd of a turn. So by the end of the race, it's pretty much upside down. So it's time for some new equipment.
So, well, I noticed you were taking a very sharp line into the double right-hander before the long backstretch, so I'm not going completely crazy. That's
it was probably a little bit different every time as my hands are moving around the wheel. But yeah.
Austin, you have any other question for our fantastic race winner?
Not that much. Besides the little small door bang you had with Clifton going down the straight, were there any hard racing feelings between there, or was that just a little small racing incident?
We'll call it a racing incident. I think he was trying to pinch me coming through 9 there, and I thought he'd begin to go ahead and track back onto the driving line, but I think he was trying to keep me to the left, and I was going back across. So there was a little bit of contact, but it happens. It's just a sim, so.
Yeah, nothing serious. Well, before we let you go, anyone who want to shout out?
Yeah, thanks for the driving club, Simcraft, Apex. You guys were great. I heard the live feedcast or broadcast was fantastic. We appreciate everything, and we'll see you guys again Saturday.
We'll be happy to see you all Saturday, and you have yourself a good night. Thank you.
You too, guys. Thanks. Cheers.
And let's bring in our second place driver, Clifton Lipple.
Yes,
I'm here, yes.
Yes, hello, Clifton. I also want to take this.
I'm going to let you take that.
Oh, how kind of you. Well, Clifton, congratulations on this second place finish. Looked like a very enjoyable race out there.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Definitely had a lot of fun out there. Yeah, I mean, I listened to Tyler's interview. It was, pretty close race, and I raced him probably a little harder than I thought I should have, going down the back straight there as he talked about that, in retrospect. But, just trying to race him close, and I think we had a good battle there. It was a lot of fun.
So I see that you are an A-rated driver on iRacing, A-class license. I guess most of the field basically just signed up to the service for this championship. So you and Tyler enjoyed a little bit of an experience advantage, I would guess, on the rest of the competition.
Yeah, I do spend some time on here. Not a absolute ton of time. I do run some private leagues at this point, but I got my license almost exclusively through doing the endurance races on iRacing, so the Le Mans, Daytona, etc. But I do run with the PCA National Sim Racing league that happens weekly.
One more question for you. Next race, Saturday, will be running around in beautiful Barber. How are you feeling for that race?
Well, I mean, Road Atlanta is my home track, but Barber is number 2. I was at Barber a couple weeks ago, so I know the track well. I've been there several times and driven it, in real cars. Like the track, I feel pretty confident. I think it should be another. I'm sure it'll be more close racing.
Awesome. Well, Clifton, congratulations once again. Before we let you go, anyone you'd like to thank?
Well, first off, I got to thank Driving Club and Trip and all the guys there for bringing this together while we can't get out on the actual track. And I got to thank your sponsors, right? So thanks Simcraft for putting on the series. This was a blast. I love the turnout. Can't wait to do it again.
Well, thank you very much, Clifton, and we'll catch you hopefully on Saturday. Have a good night.
All right, thank you.
And that was Clifton Lipple as we are getting ready for.
We had a third driver. We had somebody else in there, but as soon as I dragged him in, I scared him, and they left. So that was your interviews today.
Yeah, that nickname was a bit scary because it was either aim for the Apex or aim for Apex in the sense that he wanted to crush us intentionally. In any case, Austin, since you said your goodbyes earlier, can I close the broadcast tonight?
Yes.
This is absolutely fantastic. So thank you, Austin. Thank you, everyone who has watched this race. And of course, we will be back on Saturday for more action. Same time, and then on Sunday, of course, the time will switch over. But for the time being, it will always be 1:20 GMT. Don't forget, tomorrow on the iRacing Esports Network, we will be showing you the Apex Racing League TCR Championship. And of course will be simulcasted here in our channel as well. But until then, from everyone here at Apex Racing TV, I wish you, as per usual, a good night and God bless.